Hey everybody, it's Perry from Perry Aquatics. Glad you guys tuned in. If you're not a subscriber, definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit those like buttons. Helps out beautifully. But today we're gonna get started and see what's been going on lately. So sit down, relax. This might be a little long one, so definitely grab yourself a snack, drink, whatever you please, and we'll get right into it. Alright, well, today we're gonna, I guess, kind of just go around. Really, it's been a while since it's been a couple days, probably about a week or so since I put shorts on and so on and so forth. But anyway, we're gonna hop into see how everyone's going. Just gonna kind of go down the line and see how everybody's been. I'm gonna start at the top, left-hand side. We're gonna start over here at the oranges, and we're gonna go from there. Alright, we are gonna start right here. Now, not a lot has happened. I want to be honest with you. If you could see the orange one right in the middle of the screen, actually. Let's see if I can... Yep, that one right down in there. You can see the eggs on top of her. She's ready. Definitely. Absolutely. But, I have not seen, I would say, too much activity of anything. I do have, I would say, 2 pregnant ones in here at least out of the 7 that are there. I keep getting them where they're buried, but then they keep dropping them, and I don't understand why. You see the worm floating around. But I don't understand why they keep dropping them. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Excuse me, so sorry. Get this coffee going. But pretty much, they'll be buried, but then I won't see anything hatched. I won't see anything creeping around or crawling around, you know. I don't see any signs of them letting them go or dropping him. I don't understand what's going on. Like, I do understand I have a major hair grass problem, but this is the first time I have removed my little cover for the light. This is what it's been like for the past week or so. Trying to, about 2 weeks now, I think, trying to get down this algae crap going on, but, you know, I don't, I'm not feeding it any fertilizer or anything like that. I've literally just been letting the aqua soil kind of do its thing, and hopefully, with the lack of lighting, the hair grass will start dying back like it has been. It's doing a lot better now. I can see a lot more of my, my moss and all that stuff, so I'm doing pretty good there. But my problem is I don't understand why in the bloody hell, like, I keep getting buried moms, and my little peoples don't give me little peoples, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong when it comes to the oranges. I've definitely been trying to keep everything going right, you know. If here, we'll do it like this if you want me to. I know a lot of people don't use them, but I do. It's just easier for me. Especially because, you know, I could just doop, but I use one of these. It's really great. It actually came from an old job. I just dip in. Yeah, see? That's all it takes. That's in between the 5 and in between the 6. So, like, just 5.5 pH TDS. For those of you who like the TDS, we're looking at. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. 265. Or for those who like the EC, 540 at 72 degrees. And I have been doing my best to try and get these guys to do beautiful for me. I have been giving lots of bloodworms and so on and so forth. And on the contrary of foods, you guys remember the one foods I said I was going to try and do, not sponsored by anybody, just preferences and what I've learned and all that stuff. So out of all of them, almost every single tank loves this stuff. Absolutely adore it. Like, they definitely prefer it over the Shrimps Pro. I don't know why, but when I feed them, they all kind of cluster to this right here. So my snails don't hesitate. Shrimp flutter out of nowhere to try and get this stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like this stuff. So to me, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10, only because like I definitely give it an 8 out of 10 because when it comes to a lot of the other foods that I'm using or have used or so on and so forth, like this one is the one that all of them slam dance and go to. This is the one that brings all of them to the front. This is the one that, you know, everybody goes for, and I'm not mad at it, you know what I mean? Like, we have crude protein. Man, the ingredients: wheat, germ meal, feeding oatmeal, cornstarch, and so on and so forth. There's a few, you know. If anybody who wants to look, pause the video. And that's what's there. And that's what they use, it's what they love, it's what they've been smashing on for me, so I can't really complain too much. I just wish that I would be able to find some kind of way, I guess, to kind of kickstart my oranges into wanting to breed. I've thought about breaking the tank down a little bit. Just pull them out, take about half the water, so on and so forth, and just exchange everything over to a new tank with new soil and stuff, but I gotta wait a little while before I do that. Don't quite have the funds when it comes to that, so for the moment, we're just gonna wait a little while, and just gonna see what's gonna happen still. Right now, I know there are 2 of them buried. They're just not as heavily buried as I would normally see my blues, you know, or my crystals. They're not as heavily buried, so I got something going on there. They might be too old, they might not be old, and you know, stuff like that. It could just be anything, to be honest with you. So I've just been trying to get them happier, get them going. You know, it's a little weird to see it from this view because I got the curtain up. But you can definitely see that I gotta have all of that taken care of, and I'm getting it to die down and die back a little bit. I know giving it light today was probably not a good idea. I just wanted to give you guys a video and heads up on what's been going on lately with everybody. That way, you know, we all know how our peoples be looking or doing, you know. With that one in mind, honestly, with everything, I just wish that they'd give me more babies, honestly. Like, they're healthy. They've been in this tank for a long time, and I haven't gotten them to breed or anything like that yet, so I'm trying to figure it out. Well, and with that in mind, we're gonna, I guess, keep trying, keep pushing, keep shrimping on, you know what I mean? And we're gonna take a look at the next tank. Just so we all know, sometimes I do talk, or other times I'm just, oh gods. So, I do apologize, bear with me, but we're gonna get through all of this beautifully. Now, this one is I would say a blue really, blue carbon. It's a mixture tank. There's like 4 different types in there. There's carbon rillies, there's jellies, there's straight blue dreams, and there's some of them that are almost sapphire. So they're doing pretty good in here, as you can see. My guppy grass definitely blew up in here. It's one of my Ludwigias. I believe that's one of the triple res. It's the same one as is that one? It's just lighting has, you know, beautiful effect on everything, so we know. And well, what's going on here is, to be honest with you, well, besides, you know, everybody knowing that from Aquarium Co-op, but today we are not Aquarium Co-op, nor doing that. Here we go. I want to see a beautiful looking tank in a way. Granted, yes, I have lots of mulm on the bottom, and you know, if you could possibly even see, really. Yeah, probably not. With all that stuff in the way, doesn't make it any better. Bunch of blue dreams in here, but What I love about this tank here is this guy right here. Sorry about any improper noises. But this guy, oh yeah, there he is. He's right there on the side. Can't really get a good view. I apologize. But that is my chocolate bristlenose pleco. That is my male. My female is around here as well. I do have a bar of Java moss that I'm trying to get going. I want to cultivate as much of it as I possibly can. It's not only a really good beneficial thing for, you know, biofilm to grow on and stuff like that, you know, fish and shrimp, especially with like live bears and stuff like that want to get their babies out of the way. We'll deposit them inside of all of it, and the shrimp look forward to it. It's an easier way for them to make sure that the offspring that they're having, that they deposit inside of the Java moss or the guppy grass, thrive, stay alive, and they don't have to go anywhere for the next, you know, week or two while they're growing through their first 2 or 3 molts. It's definitely worth having, in my opinion, as some guppy grass, moss of any kind, to be honest with you. Christmas moss, Java moss, you know, so on and so forth. Even ferns, you know, Java ferns can do great too. Slow, but, you know, like most people would say, yeah, I don't want to look at certain stuff, or I don't want it to take forever. Well, that's cool. You guys don't have to do all of that, honestly, because these guys really don't care. Nobody in your tanks care what kind of plants you use or stuff like that. They just want to make sure that you got all of this that they can deposit their babies in and they're happy with, and that's honestly, that's all that matters. And I'm okay with that. I'm not looking for pretty right now from where I'm living and with what's going on. I don't go for pretty. I am going for as much as I possibly can because I want to be able to start finding a way to sell the majority of some of the stuff that I have while still cultivating and breeding and so on and so forth with all of my tanks. With him and her being in here, my 2 plecos, they've officially given me a batch. They gave me a batch of 80 eggs, actually. I pulled them out, counted all the live babies, and they're doing beautiful. We'll look at those guys in a little bit. But this tank's doing pretty good. Honestly, TDS is doing beautiful. If anybody wants to see that, I know some of you guys are hit or miss on the TDS stuff, and I don't mind. 193, 61 degrees, which I don't know why, because none of my tanks have heaters in them. So, you know, one over here would be 72, this one's 76, this one could be like 78 or something, you know, so it's just, I guess, the room and the way everything's sitting. And the only thing that's actually heating up my tanks right now is the giant air pump that runs all of it. Sorry, I need some coffee. But yeah, really, I'm really excited for what happened here. You know, I had these guys for a few months, nothing happened. You know, the PVC in the backs, you could see, stuff like that. Still nothing happened. I got an aquarium co-op cave within a week. These guys bred for me, gave me babies. I have 80 of them going. And like I said before, I want to start trying to find ways to grow these guys out better, bigger, healthier, happier, and find a way to sell at a decent price locally where I'm at. That way I don't have to be confused too much or worry too much or be like, oh no, I can't, you know, this, or I can't do that, or, you know, you always gotta have your options and stuff like that. And me starting out and stuff like that with trying to find new people or new things, Facebook group's been trying to help me out a lot lately, absolutely. I'll get into that one in a minute as well. And yeah, honestly, our first Blue Dream tank has been doing pretty good. Almost every single mom in here is buried, have babies. If you pay attention or look close enough, you can definitely see the babies spackled, which is, I love it. Yeah, because there's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like 5 or 6 of them, right? You can see all of them, yeah. This camera's focusing, you got it. So far, everybody's doing pretty good. Bamboo plant, I just recently stuck in there. 2 of them. I got 4 pothos plants, and you know, as you can see, the one pothos is about 4.5 feet tall, and it's been doing wonderful. I'm pretty happy with so far both the tanks that I've got going on. I just wish the orange ones would breed, and I definitely need to start sorting through these guys more and get them in their own separate tanks and start dividing everybody a lot more like I was with the other ones, and that way we can start producing the numbers that I'm looking for. We're looking for what we want and stuff like that, and make people happy. I want to find a way to try, I guess, and sell locally for the moment and not undercut myself with it all, and to try and make some kind of profitable thing going on with what I have so everyone's happy, healthy, and I can keep their supplies going. So, yeah, we're gonna go on to the next one, and I'll actually show you guys this one. Now, don't judge. I don't judge you. You don't judge me. Judgment free zone. But a couple pothos in the back, some red rooters going, pothos in the front along with the snake plant, and another pothos that has been wilting but also at the same time trying to grow. So what we have here is not my fish. It's my woman's fish. It's just my tank. I wanted to put her in here for a while. I wanted her to basically eat as much of the Daphnia, scuds, stuff like that, all in here. You know, the Java moss right here. I have, you know, my leadwood wigias back there. My, guppy grass. I believe I got Rotalias and leadwood wigia. Don't quote me, I can never remember. But she's a beautiful samurai. She is. Yeah. She is a gorgeous girl. Aren't you, pretty girl? And she has been living in here for a few months, cleaning everything out. I want to get everything going and cleaned, so when I sort through my one neocaridins, my blues, what the hell? I got a couple of blacks in there, like straight black. Like I don't see any hints of blue, so I want to be able to put them in here. And why the pink substrate is because it was already in here from a previous thing, and so on and so forth. So I've left it. I like the way the tank has come out. Again, a lot of hair algae and stuff like that, but it's okay. You know, I pick through it, I comb through it, I dry it out, dehydrate it, chop it down, put some nutrient stuff in there, protein stuff in there, you know, try and make my own wafers type stuff, make my own snacks, get everybody prime time ready, happy, healthy for everything. But I have black neocaradinas from my blue dreams that I want to put in here soon. That way I can have I guess a batch of blacks going from the neocaridina section that I have bred myself, and I think that would be really cool. But not much going on with this tank right now. You know, 2 sponge filters in the back, all the plant that's going on. Of course, you see the green algae going, some of the brown. Beautiful tank that I love it. You know, ram horn snails. I got some bladder snails in here. And she's been doing beautiful, pecking everything away, cleaning everything up. I'm just gonna give a little bit more before she comes out, and then I put the black ones in here. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much done with this tank. We're gonna go to the next. Now I probably through everything, or zim through everything, whatever you want to call it. I probably zip through a lot of stuff, and I don't mean to. Honestly, comments, questions really sometimes help me. I gotta stay focused. Bad ADHD, so I just kind of zoom all over the place all the time. Coffee helps a lot. The crystals. Yeah, there we go. Look at that crystal tank. I got black crystals in here, for anybody who doesn't know. These are the black ones. Yeah, I do get air grass in every tank. It's a problem with me, lighting, stuff like that, so I've just been trying to dial it down. And at the same time, I guess I really don't care. Excuse me. As you can see, I want to be able to make sure that my crystals, because like I've had a couple of them pregnant, buried, but I haven't seen anything get released yet so far. So I just want to keep everything the way it is. That's why I haven't cleaned anything or scooped any of the hair grass out, hair algae out, or cleaned up the bottom substrate and stuff like that. But today, we're starting to get into the 6 for the pH, and we don't like pH at 6 for Caridinas. At least I do not. I mean, granted, some of them can survive and thrive, but they don't flourish, you know what I mean? They don't thrive healthy like. They don't eat up that beautifulness of, the 5 pH. So I went to my local fish store today, and I ended up getting a bunch of almond leaves, and I'm soaking these up right now. And I know some people will boil them, stuff like that, nuke them, microwave, whatever you want to call it. They will pour the tannins out and no, not me. I don't want to do that. The tannins are what is helping lower that stuff, in my opinion. The tannins of the leaves is what's helped the pH balance drop. It's what's helping the stuff find a better, what's the word I'm looking for? Situation. I'll call it that. Why not? It's so hard for me to try and describe some stuff sometimes because my brain's all over the place. But pretty much, like, I have almond leaves to lower down the pH because I don't like having a pH substrate, substance of anything over 5.5. And I want my Caridinas to have the proper homing techniques or beacons or whatever you guys want to call it. You know what I mean? I want them to have a proper welcome home. Beer in the fridge is being handed to you, cracked open. You got your sports channel on. You got your fishing channel. I want them to sit down and feel at home and like they don't want anywhere else to go in the world but here. And that's why I haven't cleaned any of my hair grass out, because I've been seeing buried mamas. And these ones I do not want to disturb in any way. And with that, there's that's their temperature. I checked it earlier for the TDS, but we could do that right now. And we're gonna up it right in. As you see, 125 on the pH. Not the pH, but the TDS. And I definitely try and keep it under 150. But I don't let it go under like 110 type stuff. I don't want them to fluctuate too much. And the temperature, I try to keep it regulated at that, anywhere between 72 and 74 degrees. Sometimes 75. It just depends on the room. If the room gets too hot, AC goes. If the room gets too cold, AC gets turned off. The room's already heated by itself anyways. And if need be, I got a spare heater to heat the room up, stuff like that, just to keep everybody happy, to keep everybody going, you know what I mean? I don't want them to think that they can't thrive. I don't want them to think that they can't be happy in their home, So Caridinas for me have been a little tricky the past year, especially because what you see here is the first batch that they've given me a while back ago, and this is the second batch this is the first batch that is pregnant. So hopefully when they drop their babies, everybody stays alive, everybody survives, everyone is happy, healthy, stuff like that. And then I could start getting these guys accumulated and growing, more rapidly. A lot of people want these guys, and along with another tank here soon, I'll show you, but a lot of people want these and another one. And I want to mass produce them a lot more because of what I'm looking for and what people are willing to trade and so on and so forth in my area, in my community. I want to try and up the ante on being able to get these guys to breed like rabbits is the best way to do it, you know what I mean? Get them to just not stop. But I want to give them the time, because I know that if you guys constantly let them stay in really warm waters and they constantly breed and there's no give on breeding, it'll actually shorten their lifespan. It'll actually shorten what's going on. So now, instead of these guys living between, a year or two, they're only living 6 to 8 months. This type of stuff. And I don't want to do that. I want these guys to give me a good 2-3 years if I can get that. You know what I mean? Like with betas, a beta can live anywhere between 3 and 5 years, and 10 given the proper care. So it just all depends on what you guys do, how to handle it and stuff like that, and try and give them the most comfort that makes them feel like they want to last a lifetime. At least in my opinion. That's how I've been able to get everybody to thrive and survive, I guess, in my own way. I don't want everybody to just die down. That's just not me. I want to be able to give the community and my peoples, our peoples here, what they want, along with me as well, but without having to hurt anything or anyone doing so, like tradings and buying things and just making people happy. You know what I mean? I'm probably all over the place. I've had a long day today, and I've been trying to get everything in motion, so I do apologize. I've just been trying to get everything going right properly, and that's all. I just want to keep you guys updated on what I can, where I can, how I can. But with the almond leaves doing their thing and stuff, I'm just waiting for them to put in there so I can lower the pH balance of this one. And after that, hopefully I will start seeing better results than what I have been, and we can continue to get them to mass produce for me like they need to, like I would love them to, stuff like that. And on to tank number 5. Oh yeah, tank number 5. Now, let's see, we got this one right here. It's not a very big tank. Y'all yell meow, it's fine. But there's only 2 Bloody Marys in here. I got one for my woman, and I ended up getting one that ended up coming with my oranges when I bought them a while back. I raised it from like this little tiny little microscopic dot, I swear. But I have a male and female in here. It's only 2.5 gallon, but I want to see what happens. That's literally it. This is just my experiment. I want to see what happens. I got some beautiful plants growing off the top. An Anubias in this one. Sponge filters, all sorts of stuff like that. But there's literally only 2 shrimp in here, and I want to see what will happen. I want to see if either A, they don't breed, or B, they give me an overabundance of crazy stuff that I have to divide and swap through and stuff like that. So over time, we're gonna get to see how this one rolls out and plays. I hope that it's not going to be like a type thing, but honestly, really, I'm just kind of happy with all of what I got going on right now, and it doesn't really matter the size of things or what's going on. Now, everything I have pretty much is all 10 gallons except this one and 2 others. I have 2 5s, this 2.5, and all the other ones are 5 gallons. No, 10 gallons, sorry, I'm so sorry. 2 5 gallons, 1 2.5 and 6 10 gallons. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to keep up with myself, I swear to gods. But, I'm really just trying to see what's going to happen here, I don't really know. Like, there's my female, and the one over here, male. And I'm just waiting to see what happens, to be honest with you. Hopefully some really dark, beautiful babies come out of them soon, and I get to have some red peoples. And then we all get to watch the red peoples grow up and breed, and grow up and breed, and so on and so forth. Not really much to say about this or with this tank, honestly. Like, I can't wait for everything to do and become what it's supposed to be honest with you. We all know how the shrimp game works, or any game in general works when it comes to aquatic anything. Patience. Patience is the key. Patience will always be la virtue. So, never mind. A little bit more patient. And let's move on to number 6. To be honest with you, this is one of my favorite looking tanks. One of them. I think this would be my second favorite tank. Your big old pothos vine. You know, got looks like the Rotalia Blood Red's in there. I mean the Super Red's in there. Bloodwig is. I can never remember. I'm so backwards with some stuff all the time. It's crazy. But this is my green jades. Now, I got a thing with my green jades going on right now that I wish I could speed up the process. Like, so bad it's insane. Someone on my Facebook group for Fish Association, they have phantom plectos. They have greens and they have L200s and they have L128s. They want a colony of my greens to trade for some of those guys, and of course I'll raise them out and stuff like that. But the way it's looking right now is I'm just going to end up buying some from him. I want the blues and the greens. I actually want to pair both, to be honest with you. And with buying them, I think it'll work out either way, trading or buying, to be honest with you. What I want to be able to have a male and female of each kind of the, L128s and the L200s. I think it would be a very beautiful, beautiful thing to have and to watch grow, and to be able to breed and get them to breed and stuff like that, because honestly they're all just they're gorgeous fish either way. Where was I? Yes, sorry, I had to take care of some stuff. Anyways, either way, I would love to have the L128s and the L200s. I think they would do a wonderful, splendid, whatever word you want to use, I don't really care, to add to the library, to add to the family, to add to whatever it is you want to call it. I think they're splendid and fabulous, to be honest with you. He sent me several videos and photos of what there are. They started, I believe, anywhere between 5 inches, and they go up to about 8 inches right now. He's got quite a few of them. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to get some in the next week or two. I think that would be really, really amazing. And I know what tanks I want to put them in, if so. So, with that said, not much going on with green jades. Really. Waiting for the 3 females to drop their babies, and waiting for the colony to start blowing up finally. Been waiting for months on end for this stuff to happen. I was able to get them pregnant before I had to move, and during the move, of course, they dropped all their babies, and everything didn't survive, and so on and so forth. So this is the pretty much restart of what's going on with green jades, and I'm just waiting for them to now officially drop their first batch for me. And I'm hoping that it's a good one. If not, it doesn't really matter. I'll figure out what I'm doing wrong between the orange and the greens, and I'll get it precisely perfect for me, for how I would do it, or how I get them, or so on and so forth. Because what I'm doing here is one of those, just this is how I do it. I'm not telling anyone what to do or how to do. This is just one of those, this is what I would do, or this is how I do it, and this is what works for me. And if things that I do happen to work for y'all, that's boom. Because trust me, a lot of the stuff I've learned, I picked up over the past, trust me, a while. Watching quite a few people and YouTube channels and so on and so forth. Just reading books as well. getting as much knowledge as I could possibly get for the things that I want to do. Like, trust me, I want to do rainbows, and I want to do rams, and I want to do Bashirs, and a few other things too. So trust me, in time, in good time, we will all get to watch this development happen. 110%, I believe so. I apologize, I don't have too much going on right now with the greens, really. I mean, I could give you a different angle, because since the curtain's up. Yeah, let's do that. And that's how I got it going so far. I think it's a gorgeous tank, and I'm quite happy with it. You know, quite happy with the way that things are going too. It's just, you know, gotta wait things out and stuff like that, and hopefully everybody starts doing a lot better here soon. You know, I feed everybody what they, you know, my bloodworms, the bloodworms pellets, you know, the wafers. I've been doing cucumbers and spinach and stuff. I just got a bunch of more, you know, almond leaves besides for the crystals, but for everybody else too, you know, so they can feed off of that. And it's just, I'm trying my best to get everybody going in the mood and stuff like that. I'm just staying focused, you know what I mean? I gotta stay focused to get everybody going how I want them. Now, let's go to tank number 7, and I'll show you guys what I plan on doing with that and what's going on with that, because that is another Blue Dream / Blue Jelly tank. So, let's check her out. Alrighty. Now, as you can see, there's not much going on right now inside of here. Really, it's just, you know, aqua soil. I got some hair moss going. I have beautiful, like, fucking 5-foot pothos growing out of the top of it. It's wrapping back towards the tank and stuff. So the roots are back there, covered in Java moss and hair algae. But I got a PVC pipe back there because I ended up getting 2 more plug-ups. I ended up with L104. With the group that I am in on Facebook and stuff like that, I traded some Blue Dreams for 2 L104, or also known as clown plecos, because I really want to try and start doing the pleco thing with my shrimp thing, because, like, I love the way everything's looking, how everything's going, and I'm hoping that with the PVC back here they will do what I'm asking. If not, I'll have to go back to do what I did, and I'll end up getting a another cave with a backing from my local fish store, because where I live so far there's only one local fish store that sells caves in the type of way that have backings to them, so on and so forth. That isn't Amazon or some weird, you know, website or something like that. You know, it's just go with my gut, really, and just kind of go from there with them. But I want to put my L104s in here and see if they breed for me in here. And hopefully they do. Hopefully I'll be able to get a good colony going with those. As you can see, the jellies are doing beautiful. I still got some dark ones to pick out and stuff like that, and got to keep the jellies going. I got a really or 2 in there I got to pick out too. I've just noticed, you know, rearranging stuff and getting stuff done and taken care of. People come out the woodworks, you know how it is, you know, feeding time, stuff like that. You miss things for multiple tanks, and sometimes you just got to go back over it. So for the moment, that's what we got going on with this tank here. Is I am just cleaning it up, getting it prepped and ready for the L104s, because right now they are in quarantine, but they do not have any signs of parasites or viruses or, you know, anything like that. So they are going to be plopped in here later on, and I'll probably make a short out of it or something. I'll show you guys, and that way you guys can see and watch the clown plecos be released as well. Hopefully I will be able to get a good video or photo of them as well. So with that, this is good. We are going to go to tank number number 8, which I'm going to save one of them for last. So we're gonna go to number 8. Number 9 will be my last one. And right off rip, I can already see an extremely black one, or close to being black, female in there, which I think is fabulous. Oh, maybe I just need better eyesight. But you see, everyone likes this likes the shorts on this tank a lot and stuff. You know, my red clay, blue dreams going everywhere, oceanic blues, whatever you want to call them, sapphires. This is a beautiful tank. I've had this tank going for a really long time. It's one of the older tanks that I have. I wouldn't say a really long time, like years, but this tank's been together for about a year now. I trim a lot of my plants out. As you see, I have hair grass everywhere. I will have hair grass in almost every tank. I pull it out, I dry it, and I turn it into food type stuff. I scrape algae that I need to out of certain things or certain areas or certain objects or plants or whatever, and I will just let them do their thing. Like, I'll pull it out, I'll let it sit for a while, and hopefully, like, you know, no babies or anything or on the hair grass, and then I dry it out and I chop it up and protein stuff in it and so on and so forth, and voila, I give everybody a good sustainable food. Like I said, one day I'll show you guys a video. It's just not anytime soon. I have a lot going on lately, a lot of stuff going, and I just want to make sure that I'm just keeping you guys updated. But as we can all see, you know, the layering inside of this tank, I just want to make sure everyone's got good oxygen flow. That's the quarantine I was talking about. I have to take care of it in a second. I know it's not everybody's like preferred method of quarantine, and people have quarantine tanks and quarantine bins, and well, I'm limited to a rack. I'm limited to a 4x2 rack for the moment, because that's mostly the only space I have for the meantime, besides the other 4 tanks, but those are my woman's tanks, and I don't know if she would be okay with me showing them and stuff like that. I've never talked to her about it, or, you know, so, you know, especially because they're hers. I don't do maintenance. I don't touch them. I don't do anything. I rarely even feed them. It's all, like I said, it's all her tank. It's all her doing. She doesn't like me messing with stuff over there, with things and stuff like that. According to her, apparently I have bad luck with her tanks and not mine. Stuff like that. But wouldn't mind showing you guys sometime soon what she's got going and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Only a hand, like, it's only 3 tanks, but 4, sorry. But, you know, we'll get there one day, probably. For the moment, you know, with the blue dreams that are in front of us, about 80% of the females that I've seen in here are absolutely healthy, pudgy, fat, prego, beautiful mamas, beautiful girls going around. Males too as well. I do take my time with this tank a lot, and I clean out any rillies, any wild types and stuff like that. I'm really trying to make this one like the main dark blue dream tank, if that makes sense. Like the ones that we saw a minute ago, you know, those are the jellies, this is the blues, and the one up top on the top of the shelf, those would be my rillies and wilds and carbons and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I've been trying to get it. That's why I want the pink one with this tank here. I want to pull the black looking ones, or the completely black ones, out of here, and I want to put them in the pink gravel tank. And I believe that they're black, or a black substance of type with their shells and stuff, is because when I have a video, if you go back, you can see my black, you know, black and my blue tank, or I believe that's what I called it. But they have, you know, really dark ones, but if I look into this one, or I shine this one will have a blue tint to it. The one I'm talking about, and the ones that I'm talking about that are in here, have no blue tint whatsoever like this. It's just straight black, and I'm hoping that I have more than just one female and one male in here that's like that. That'd be really cool. I could start a colony of blacks if I could. Start picking through those, pull the blue ones out, put them where I need to go, so on and so forth, keep the black ones in there. But I want the pink tank to harbor the black ones so I could see them better. I want to make sure that they're a prominent black and not a blue or a red tint or whatever it is, because, you know, genetics and stuff like that. We all know how genetics can be sometimes. Be a pain in the butt. Like, let's see. Can't really see her up there, but that's a pregnant mama right there for the shrimp. That's one of the clowns. And the other one is in the back of the tub. And I'm hoping these guys do a beautiful breed for me. And they're gonna go in the jelly tank. They're already 3 inches. They're not getting much bigger anymore. Hoping that I have the right male-female sex type stuff going on. I know that to me, and what I've been trying to figure out, clown plecos, you know, L104s are hard or can be a pain in the butt to determine gender and stuff like that. So what I've been looking at is trying to make sure that one of them has more hairs on the mouth than the other one does. I forgot the name of what you call them, so I'm just going to call them hairs. And also have bristle-like things going down their tail. It's not, you know, scales peeling or anything like that. It literally looks like a metal wire bristle brush. Bloody hell. Going down the tail. And I am under the influence that is also a male, and the other one does not. It doesn't have any stuff like that at all. She's a lot fatter, more rounder. So I'm thinking that one's a female. I do believe I ended up with a pair. I'm just hoping that the pair end up breeding for me, and we're going to put them in the blue jellies until they breed, and we're going to go from there. Right now, this is what's going on with this tank, and it's harboring my, you know, my L104s. The other one's back there. I got everything filtrated going, stuff like that. Just want to make sure that, it's not that I don't trust the people, it's just I wanted to make sure that before putting the clowns in my blue jelly tank, I wanted to make sure that there were no diseases or parasites that could spread in any kind of manner whatsoever. That's all it was. They've been in here for about a week now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in the 10-gallon finally later on, and within a little while, hopefully I will be able to see what they do for us. Now, for the last and final tank, my favorite tank of all, that would be tank number 9. Alright, let's get on to it. Now, normally this is where I would say something along the lines of, that's shrimply fantastic, or that looks shrimply beautiful, or something, right? There's no shrimp in this tank. That's all that's in this tank. Sorry about any noise. Let me re-angle. These are my babies from the chocolates up on the top shelf. They gave me exactly 80 babies. Some long, some short fin, and half, and like it's literally like half is albino and half are the regular colors. I absolutely love and adore the way this tank looks. Let me see if I can get it properly. Back it up just a little. Now, I know it's not like completely ideal. A bunch of things, or a bunch of people. I apologize about that finger button. But I have an abundance of plants in there. I have both my Rotalias and Ludwigias in there. I have a buttload of Java moss, as you can see over here on the left hand side. I have Maponzai or Mosan. I got driftwood in there. I'm not even gonna try right now. I have a 5-foot pothos arm coming out of it that is giving me 4 branches off of it by itself. It's jumbled up and it's still going. Those 3 right there are just their own vine, their own vines on their own. There's another viney plant in there as well. I can never remember what it's called. She's doing good too, purple and fuzzy. I feed these guys, when I first started feeding them, I took Dean from Dean's Fish Rooms, aquarium co-op, stuff like that, yada yada yada. Well, instead of making like Insophoria and all that stuff, because not a lot of us are really good at that, or some people aren't good at it, and yada yada yada, or don't know how, I got this Sarah Micron Fry Food. This stuff is extremely fine. This stuff is extremely powdery. Here's that if you want to pause and take a look. I apologize that I shake so much. And again, if you want to pause and look. But I got it a 2-pack off Amazon. Was not expensive at all, really. And this is what they ate for a little while, until I started noticing that they didn't need to be stationary anymore. You know, after the past week of not being with Dad, so on and so forth, and I gave them this for their first meal for the first couple of days, first 2 or 3 days. Started breaking down the wafers that I shown you, and they absolutely love those wafers too, just like my shrimp do. And because as you can see, they are also smashing the cucumber, and they absolutely adore this cucumber, and I'm happy with that. And they've been growing really fast, really healthy, really just, I love it, man. I really love looking in this tank and seeing all the babies in there, and the progress that I was able to do and have a helping hand in with nature, and being this type of, as Canada would say, creator of worlds in a way, you know what I mean? To just watch these beautiful people grow up, get big, and thrive, and just do these wonderful, beautiful, amazing things. When these guys get old enough to start sexing or gendering, whatever you want to call it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out basically a pair of each color. I'm going to pull out some albinos, and I'm going to pull out the regular chocolates, and then I'm going to raise those, because these guys take about a year or two. Unlike the other ones, they're actually pretty quick to raise up to breed, honestly. They'll take about a year, and I adore that, because I don't remember how old. I believe the ones that I have are about 3 or 4. And I know plecos can live for a really long time, and depends, and bristle, and so on and so forth. But I want to have my backups, and I want to have my grow out ones. That way I know one of those things that I did that, I was able to help with that, and I could do that, and look what I was able to help create, and so on and so forth. So I want to be able to take a pair of albinos and a pair of regulars and raise those guys out and sell the rest out when, or trade the rest out when the time comes, and so on and so forth. And I want to start being able to just breed and raise plecos more, bristlenose or standards. I want to learn how to do it so much more. I find it extremely fascinating. I love the process, and I know that they can take care of the babies too, but I did let him take care of them, the dad, until all of the egg sacs were gone pretty much, and then I kidnapped the kids. He pretty much did the hard work for me. He raised them and stuff like that, and yes, they were in a tank full of shrimp, and as you know, they're in that tank full of shrimp. Some people have issues, others do not. I don't know what it is. It's a 50-50. I believe it's just if the shrimp have the taste for eggs, they'll eat eggs type stuff. You know what I mean? If you got a craving for chocolate, you go get some chocolate, right? So, all the shrimp that you see here, I have bred and I have raised, and I have not ever had other fish or fish in my tanks ever. So having all of these plecos going in my shrimp tanks are new to them as much as me. I'm used to having plecos and a bunch of different stuff, you know what I mean? And, oops, sorry. And so I want to be able to get these guys to grow out really big, healthy, just beautiful, little guys. I want them to grow up and be happy. When you look close, you can see their little hearts pounding and stuff. Man, it's beautiful, and their tummies full of food and, you know, stuff that they've digested. And I love waking up and seeing all of this stuff, you know. And getting to wake up and looking at all my babies just doing their thing. And so here soon, I will absolutely have some chocolates going, and, you know, hopefully ready to find to sell or trade in my local area for the fish community and stuff like that, along with a bunch more, you know, shrimp. By the time these guys should be ready, the greens and the oranges should absolutely be ready by the time that's going down. You know, it's not much, and it may not have been a long video, could be a long video, I'll know by the time I get to the processings of making it. Really, it's gorgeous stuff, you know, and I just wanted to show you guys and keep you guys updated about what's been going on with everything for us, and how our peoples have been doing, and how the racks have been doing. Well, the rack has been doing. You know, plants have been thriving absolutely beautifully. You know, so on and so forth. I just want to show you guys everything that's been going on and how everybody's been doing lately. You know, and without further ado, you know, I'm gonna leave you guys the quick notion of some silence and bubbles and fishies and shrimpies. So I really appreciate you guys watching the video. I really appreciate you guys if you guys, you know, like and subscribe, everything, and so on and so forth. And it really helps out. It really helps me out. I just really appreciate it, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Valentine's Day. So without further ado, this is Perry from Perry Aquatics, and I'll shrimp you guys later. Peace. Nice, happy, healthy, and in their new home.